Man, this place stinks.
It's taking you 3 weeks to figure that out.
Well, I didn't think I'd be in here this long. Thought maybe I'd get the electronic monitoring like Mike did.
Yeah, well, that's no piece of cake either. I've been there.
Well, at least if I was at home, I could watch TV. Maybe I should have asked to be tried as an adult.
Oh, believe me, you don't want that. Now, I don't know what you're whining about. They're moving me to a more secure facility 4 hours from here.
Crap. I bet your folks are freaking.
Yeah, well, at least I'll get to see my buds.
You have friends in there?
Yeah, good friends.
I don't know who my friends are anymore. Well, maybe I do. Julie and Steve tried to warn me about this place. I just didn't listen.
I can't say I know how Joe felt, but I'm sure it wasn't good. I don't think he knew that it was too late.
All rise.
Thank you. Please be seated. We're here today on case JU00197 in the interest of Joseph Smith. Ms. Glick, you're here on behalf of the juvenile office.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ludwig, you're here on behalf of the juvenile. He's here in person.
Yes, Your Honor. And also present with the juvenile are his parents, John and Donna Smith.
Are counsel ready to proceed with regard to the first amended petition?
We are, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Having heard the evidence, the court finds beyond a reasonable doubt that Joseph Allen Smith committed the Class D felony of assault on school property. He also committed property damage in the second degree. The court orders that he be made a ward of the court subject to the jurisdiction and supervision of the court. Are you all ready to proceed with regard to disposition? Ms. Glick?
We are, Your Honor.
Ready, Your Honor.
Call your first witness.
Are you the juvenile officer on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Carey, I'm going to hand you what has been previously marked as Juvenile Office Exhibit Number 1. Is this the court report that you prepared for today's hearing?
Yes, it is.
As a part of this court report, are you making certain recommendations to the court?
I am recommending that Joe Smith be committed to the Division of Youth Services and pending placement to a facility that he remain in detention.
Could you please state to the court why you are making those recommendations?
Joe was referred to the juvenile office 3 months ago for assault on school property. He was given the opportunity of our high-impact probation program, but he continued to violate the rules of supervision. His parents have reported numerous problems with rules at home, and he continued to associate with those youth that he was specifically instructed not to be with. And some of those youth were the co-participants in the most recent law violation of the property damage.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Ludwig?
Ms. Carey, you noted in your court report that Joe is more of a follower than a leader. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It is my understanding that Joe will not have the opportunity to be around those other boys for quite some time. Since they were such a negative influence on Joe, couldn't he now be successful on probation with those guys out of the picture?
Joe could be successful on probation if he chose to go by the probation rules, but he's already demonstrated that he chose not to when he was given that opportunity before.
Have you explored less restrictive placements for Joe other than the Division of Youth Services?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give in this cause pending before the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
Please be seated.
You are Donna Smith,
Yes, I am.
the mother of Joe.
Yes.
Please tell the judge why you think Joe can now go on probation and follow the rules.
Detention has really scared Joe. He knows he's made some stupid mistakes and poor choices. He's told me he will change. He didn't really care about his little sister before, but it really upset him that she couldn't visit him in detention. He didn't care about anything before, but now he does.
Please state your name.
Joseph Allen Smith.
Since you've been in detention, you've had a lot of time to think about your behavior. Is that correct?
Yes.
Please tell the judge why he should give you another chance.
Well, I just really messed up, and I was hanging out with the wrong kind of people. My girlfriend warned me about them. I just want to go home, and really hated being in that place.
Joe, your girlfriend warned you. Your parents warned you. The juvenile officers talked to you, told you what was expected of you. I told you I didn't want to see you in my courtroom again. You told me that you understood the rules of supervision, didn't you?
Yes.
And you chose to violate those rules and not do what you told me you were going to do, didn't you?
Yes.
Do you have an explanation for that?
Well, I guess I just made some bad choices. And I'll get a job and I'll pay back for the mailboxes and I won't do it again.
Step down. Any other evidence?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Court's heard the evidence in this cause, heard the statements of counsel. Mr. and Ms. Smith, I know that you all have tried to get Joe to change. I know that you believe that he's made some changes and that he's making better decisions. And Joe, I agree that you've made bad choices. I gave you an opportunity. I gave you a chance. You didn't take advantage of it. It's the order of this court at this time that Joe be committed to the Division of Youth Services. He's to remain in a secure, locked detention facility until such time as he is received by the Division of Youth Services. He's to be taken into custody at this time. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I felt so sorry for Joe, but I really lost a lot of respect for him. I mean, he was hurting the people who loved him the most. Where did that leave me? He's doing this time in detention and working on community service. And I sure hope he chooses not to hang out with those other boys again. But I'm not sure. I decided he and I should break up. I still like Joe, but he has a lot of growing up to do. I hope he learned his lesson from all this. He just made a lot of wrong choices. I tried to tell him. A lot of people did. You know what I liked about him in the first place was that he was a lot of fun to spend time with. And that's hard to do when he's doing time. I don't want a delinquent for a boyfriend.
Drag.